We humans throw away loads of stuff every day.
You know, things like food, packaging, toys, clothes, furniture. In fact, the list is endless.
Aww.
But the thing is, our planet only has limited resources. So what we do with stuff we don't want or need anymore is really important.
So, what kinds of waste are there and where does it go? The life of a piece of rubbish begins in our home when we put it in the bin.
It's very important to first sort our rubbish at home so it can be dealt with correctly. Depending on the materials, we can divide our rubbish into general waste, recyclables and garden waste. Let's see how each of these is handled.
Our general waste bin fills up, so we leave out our rubbish ready for the collection by the bin wagon. All the rubbish from our homes is thrown into the wagon and then it disappears down our street. But is that it? What happens next?
In the past, general waste was often buried at a landfill site. However, that wasn't very good for our environment.
And we didn't get to reuse any of the valuable materials.
Aww.
In Cumbria, we now send our household waste to a mechanical biological treatment plant. We'll call it an MBT for short.
Cumbria has 2 of these plants. There's one in the north of Carlisle and the other is in the south at Barrow.
The rubbish is shredded and sorted, and they separate out any materials that can be recycled, with the rest being made into fuel for cement kilns or for electricity generation.
Some of our rubbish can be recycled to make new products and packaging.
Yay!
So at home we can sort materials like paper, glass and cans and put this into curbside bags and boxes ready for collection by the waste wagon.
Or we can take these to many recycling points in towns and villages across Cumbria. Where's the nearest one to you?
The waste then gets sent to a recycling depot. Once it's been sorted, the materials are baled up and taken to a plant for reprocessing into usable materials that can be used to make new products or to be reused. For example, bottles and jars are melted down and made into new glass.
Or metals used to make new tin cans. By sorting our recyclables at home, we can make the best use of these waste materials to produce new things.
Garden waste, such as cuttings and leaves, can be put out at the curbside in the garden waste bin.
It's collected and taken to a composting site to produce compost,
which is then available to buy for the garden to help our plants grow. What happens if we don't manage waste properly?
It can damage our environment and pollute the air and water.
Aww.
Dumping waste illegally is called fly tipping, and the rubbish can end up littering our communities and making areas look terrible.
But it's also bad for our environment, because oils and chemicals might leak out and harm wildlife and plants. Animals might try to eat materials like plastics, causing them health problems. Sometimes items that are dumped might even carry diseases from rodents, and these diseases can get passed on to wildlife.
Rubbish and dangerous chemicals reaching the ocean can harm marine life, killing large numbers of fish and other sea creatures.
Aww.
How can we reduce the impact of our waste? Have a look at this waste diagram. On one side it shows the best option, which is to make and use less stuff.
Yay!
And then on the other side is the worst option. That's disposing of the waste in landfill. Have you heard of the waste hierarchy?
It is known as the 3 R's, and they are things we can do at home and in school.
Let's learn about them. The first R is reduce, and that's where we should all start. We need to reduce the amount of waste we create, especially waste that isn't really necessary.
A great way to do this is to just refuse. For example, when we're out shopping, do we really need another plastic bag? or a straw with our drink?
Then the next R is reuse. We need to think about what items we can reuse. Maybe we could make them into something new.
Or put them to a different use? Or pass them on to someone else who could use them?
Yay!
The last R is recycle.
If we can't use items again, the final stage is to recycle them by putting them into the correct recycle bins. So now we've learned all about where our rubbish goes.
And how best to deal with it. Let's all become rubbish rebels and try some class activities to reuse waste.